5 in the morning. Quick McDonald's stop. How's the McDonald's going down, boys?
Lovely. Looking forward to this coffee though.
It'll wake me up on the way down. Get the energy levels up.
We'll call again now halfway down the door. We'll have another coffee, I think.
Lovely.
Okay, have we done any filming yet?
Burning up, no problems. That's great.
Okay, have we done any filming yet?
Yeah, we're live now. If you want to share something with the cameras, feel free.
No.
Come on, don't be camera shy now.
I just can't wait to get up in the morning, have a lovely shower, have a lovely fresh sleep. And glorious weather, yeah.
Glorious weather for angling.
Breaker 19, this here's a rubber duck. You got a copy on me, Love Machine.
Love Machine.
10-4 pig pen. For sure, back when it's clean, clear to Taco Town. Yeah, we definitely got us the front door, good buddy. Mercy sakes alive, looks like we got us a convoy. 7th June.
That's not controlling the lens.
No, it's the focus on the front. Right, so the head flip for who's choosing first
Heads,
out of the
heads,
pairs.
two choose first. Tails, we choose first.
You know?
Heads. It's a head.
Yes!
Oh.
And there she is, sports fans.
There she is. I knew we would land on heads.
So as the names come out now in the draw,
You two get first pick.
Curtis first.
Yeah.
Ash, Craig,
At the roundabout, take the first exit onto route de Soissons N31.
Can you understand any of that?
No, not really.
That's going to be horrific.
McDonald's, bonjour, je vous écoute.
Large latte.
Come in next window, please.
Okay.
Oh, that's it. The flash is on, son.
Oh, is it? Oh, never mind.
I think we got flashback camera then, son.
Huh?
Maybe we got flashback camera, son. Serious.
You doing the speeding, huh? Yeah.
I think it was an over, son.
What?
I think it was an over. I think we got flash then.
You see a camera flash there?
Well, hello. Welcome to a little blog that I'm going to make on my visit to Crete Lakes this year. It's September 22nd. It's the first day we've got here early this morning and we've done the draw. Didn't do very well in the draw. We came out last as a group of 4 of us. My brother is in Anthony, who is in the peg to my left. We're on Lake 5. I'm in peg 61. Surprised this peg was still available, to be honest. Last out of the draw. So I picked 61. My brother's down the left in peg 34. It's quite a weedy area there, but a few fish did come out of there yesterday. Last week, sorry. And another 2 boys that are with us, Craig and Ashley. They're on peg 17 and 18 in Lake 4. In Lake 2, sorry. Lake 2. So, a bit scattered. It would be nice to have a little social, but when you come out late in the draw, you just got to kind of go with what's left around the complex. There's a few decent swims left, to be fair, but me and Auntie have opted to go on Lake 5. Like I said, I'm on 61, he's on 34, just down the corner. There's been a lot of fish showing up this end. We were told that they're hanging around the middle and then moving up the shallows during the day. And we have seen a lot of fish showing in front of me, and we've just come back from having our tea and I've been having liners on my middle rod almost instantly, to be honest. Within 2 minutes of being thrown out, I've been having liners every few minutes. So we shall see. I have just seen a fish top over my right rod, literally there now. So it is looking a bit promising. The rod's only been out about half an hour, so we shall see what tonight brings. I'm hoping if I can pinch one tonight, I'll be very happy. I haven't put much bait out. I've just spawned a few. I got 1 rod to the right, which is around 9.5, 10 wraps. Actually, I'll show you. One rod to the right, 9.5 wraps, and then there's the the plateau that everyone knows about from here on Lake 61, on Peg 61. I've got my middle and left rod just to the right of that plateau at 19.5 wraps, about a rod length apart from each other, and it's the middle rod that's been doing the liners for the last half an hour since the rods have been out. But I have started seeing some fish show just down to the right, which is where my right rod is, so we shall see. Like I said, we didn't do so well in the draw, so we just had to go with what was left, and just grateful. I'll zoom out of that. There we are. Just grateful that we had a slightly decent peg in Peg 61. Anthony's not in the best of pegs on the lake down there, but a lot of fish have come out there last week, so in the weed, it's quite weedy down there, so oh, actually Anthony's trying to phone me now, so you might have had a fish, so I'll get back to you in a bit. Yeah, so Anthony was phoning me from Peg 34, which is just on my left, and he has just had an absolute one toner on his right rod, I think. He's in a lot of weed, but he has found a little patch of clear between, not a very big area of just silt and a bit of gravel in amongst really thick beds of weed. And he has just he just had a one toner. It was pulling the rod off the rest. It was a one toner, and yeah, he's lost it. It's the thing with barbless hooks. Unfortunately, I think you're probably gonna lose at least half of what you managed to get. So I think he's a bit gutted about. He had the life jacket on, and he was just about to jump in the boat, and then it just went slack on him. So that's a bit of a gutter, but never mind. At least it's a good sign that the fish are in the area. Like, I've had a few liners, I've seen loads of fish topping. I have seen a couple of fish crashing down his edge a couple of hours ago as well. It is a weedy part. I think everyone was a bit afraid of the weed up here, so the majority of people went down the deep end of Lake 5. But we knew that the fish would be up here during the days. That's what we were told anyway, that they like to get up here during the days, and then we might have some nighttime bites. I think his rods have only been out 20 minutes as well, so oh well, we shall see. Bit of a gutter, but we shall see. If I have anything in the night, I'll hopefully be able to film it and get some pictures. That's the only thing with fishing by yourself as well. You've got to do everything yourself with pictures and everything, so I'm hoping that it'll turn out alright. And if I don't see you in the night, we'll see you in the morning. Bye bye.
Sunday morning, Peg 17, Lake 2. Came out last in the draw. Last but one a couple of years ago, and last this year. Unbelievable. Here's a result. Just a jump in here. Craig's on to my left on 18. Hans on 34. Curtis on 61. about 7:45. Put a bit of bait in last night. Chuck a bit of bait in now before breakfast and pull the rods of the water for today, I think. See how we get on. It's gonna be tough. It's lake fish shit last week, so hoping with a change of weather they may have switched on a bit, but nothing last night. We're just gonna stick to our spots, stick to our guns, see how we get on. I used to actually sleep in the bed chair last night. Beds in the hotel weren't the best. You know how we get on.
Oh, a little update for you. It's not much of an update. Still blanking. It's Monday, 12 o'clock, midday. I didn't do any filming yesterday. Had a bit of a migraine, to be honest, but yesterday was a bit of a washout. I went out in the boat about 10 o'clock just to double check my spots. Just to make sure I was in the right area, really. And by the time I got back in, it was a whitewash, and it just did not stop raining all day. Absolutely shocking. I had to put my rods out yesterday, just before dark, after tea time, really, in the rain, and it was blowing a gale as well. It was hard to steady the boat when I went out in the rowing boat yesterday morning. I couldn't stay in one area. It was just drifting down to my right all the time. So I didn't bother doing any filming yesterday. I wasn't in the mood, to be honest. So today feeling a bit better. I've seen a lot of fish in the area. A few people down the middle part of the lake, not down the deep end, but around the middle. I've had a couple, and I think 150 has been out as well, I think. So that's good. I have seen a few down this area this morning. I haven't seen any shows over the last hour or so, but I have seen some down in this area this morning. Anthony, who was down the left on peg 34, he's moved over to Lake 4. Lake 4 is fishing really good at the minute, especially the double pegs, 28 and 29. They're fishing really well. And a peg has become available. Well, I don't think no one picked that peg. Peg 30, I think it was. I think no one picked that peg. So he went with his gut, and he's made the move this morning. So hopefully he'll get something over there. It's just typical that he packed his stuff away and he was standing over there and he started seeing some fish over his spot this morning. So, well, he's made the decision, and hopefully it'll pay off for him. I'm still in peg 61, as I've mentioned. I'm fishing at 21 wraps is my middle rod out to the side of the floating pontoon out there. It's about 2 rod lengths to the right of it. If you go out in the boat, out in the rowing boat, instead of using a lead and a marker float, just get out there with a boat, feel around for the areas, and if you've got any H blocks, just drop some H blocks down. Or you can cast a lead and a marker float, but instead of just disturbing the area, sometimes it's nice to just get out in the boat and just put some H blocks down and cast to them. You can, the prodding stick picks up the gravel so well, it's unbelievable. It's as if you're just tapping the floor on the peg here, just the gravel. It is so clear. So I've got 2 rods out on that, about 2 rod lengths apart from each other, maybe one and a half rod lengths apart from each other. One's at 21 wraps and one's at 21 and a half wraps. And then my left rod is down to my left. If you look down the left, there's a dead tree. Let's see if I can turn this around. That's where my, let's have a look, that floating pontoon there, just to the right of it, there's the tip of the trees. The point of the trees there. Just to the left of that duck that's just dove there. I'm just fishing roughly there, which is not far from the pontoon. It's just to the right of the pontoon, 21 and 21 and a half wraps. From not standing from the end of the peg, I'm actually going them wraps from the end of the platform there. And then my left rod is over towards, see if I can pick it up. There is a dead tree there somewhere. There it is. 12 and a half wraps from the platform again towards that dead tree. And it's in this area where I've been seeing the fish this morning. Anthony was in the peg down there, peg 34. And all in this area here, I've been seeing a few fish showing this morning. The shows have stopped, but hopefully they're sticking around here. It is a nice day today. It's quite warm. The wind has been hammering down in this area all of yesterday and all today, and we could actually hear the fish coming up during the night. I was up most of the night and you could hear the fish coming back up this end. So I thought I'd stick my left rod out to that dead tree. There it is. Aim for that. I haven't had any fish off it yet, but 12 and a half wraps from the edge of the platform. So we shall see. I do know of another spot, 9 and a half wraps to the right here somewhere, out towards, I think it's that peg there. Nine and a half wraps towards that peg. I think it's either that peg or the one to the right. I haven't fished it yet, but I'm hoping to fish it from tomorrow or Wednesday onwards. So nothing to report. I wish I could say something, but nothing. But still early days. It's Monday. I've been fishing for 48 hours, still got 5 nights left. I'm not panicking or anything. I'm just going to get on with some bait prep now over the next hour or so, crush loads of baits up. I put out about 3 or 4 kilos about an hour and a half ago, just in that area, and the one to 12 and a half to my left, I just used the mesh bag with some chops and halves, because I think it's a smaller area and I don't want to overbait that area. I want to just do little and often, maybe top it up with 1 or 2 spots every couple of hours or something, and then at about 3:30, 4 o'clock this afternoon I'll go back out with a bucket of at least about 5, 6, maybe 7 kilo of chops and halves, a few holes as well. Back out to the spot at 21 and 21.5 wraps to the side of that floating pontoon. So hopefully it's just a waiting game until they come on to the bait, really, and hopefully when they're on it they'll stay around for a while until I get a bite. Craig and Ashley are over on peg 2, like I've mentioned. They haven't had anything. There's been a few fish coming out, but they're more towards like down towards the middle, down towards their right, open water. But Ashley did say he saw a few fish topping up his end this morning, so hopefully now the lakes have settled down and lines have stopped going in as much, because everyone spends the first day, Saturday and Sunday, you know, leading about, checking out their swims and stuff like that. Now that everything's all settled down, maybe the fish will start moving around and start feeding. So hopefully we'll have something, and Anthony will have something on peg 30 on Lake 4 as well. We shall see. So sorry I haven't got anything to report yet, but we're doing our best. It's just a case of just waiting until the fish come into the area, and hopefully they like the bait. Fishing with a good quality bait, S7 from DNA, and I'm chopping them all up in a crusher and glugging them in the hydro wheat from DNA, and a good helping of hemp oil as well, and just leaving them soak for a good 4 or 5 hours before I put them out before dinner time tonight. I'm hoping to get a mix ready now over the next half an hour, and that'll soak up between now and about 4 o'clock, and hopefully we can get that out in the boat, get my rods clipped up, get fresh baits on the rods, and just leave them up against the bivvy, go up and have dinner, and then as soon as I get back it'll just be a case of just getting the rods out in the spots, and hopefully the spots have been rested for a good hour or so while we're having tea, to see if any fish come in without the lines in the water, and then get the rods out just before dark maybe. So yeah, we'll keep plodding on and see how we get on. Nothing much more I can say really. Hopefully you'll see me in the next couple of hours before I bring the rods in. If not, maybe I'll have an evening update for you with a fish. Fingers crossed. Lake 2. What have we got? The peeping Tom in the fucking bushes over there. Can't even make him out. There he is, peeping Tom. Oh. Checking those little spots on the margin. Sneaky little Russian. There he is. He's going to give us a wave.
Some beauties in here. Just need to get amongst them. Come on, you silk pigs. Picking up his margin spot under the willow. Done a 57 last week, I think, underneath there. Nice little clear patch. First beer of the day. Sweet. Jesus.
So Dennis. Bouncing out of the
Look at that. Fucking hell. That guy must be drenched. Fucking knob.
Fuck that.
Oh my god, why would you stand out the nut?
Forget that.
Jesus. Oh, he must be absolutely drenched. There's fucking wind sheets and rain. What a fucking idiot. Oh my god, that's bad. Look at it. Oh. It's a hell of a video.
Good evening. Nothing much to report. Surprised how tough it's been fishing the last couple of days. Not a lot of fish have been coming out to Lake 5 at all. Was debating to move earlier. My brother Anthony has moved over to peg 30 on Lake 4, and there is another peg next to him, 31, which produced a 40 on Sunday morning, but the person moved out of there as soon as he had the 40. He moved out of there, which is weird, but I was tempted to maybe move into there. But I kind of know that this lake sometimes can be a slow burner, and sometimes you've got to just sit on your hands and just wait, and hopefully it'll start to kick off. It's been a really warm day today. Burned my head a bit. I'm on the spot. 21 and a half wraps towards the floating pontoon out to the right of there. So it's a banging area full of just like sand and gravel, a little bit of silt, but the majority is just like gravel and sand. Really hard area. Got 2 rods in there, and I've just got 1 rod towards one of the pegs to the right hand side, 9.5 wraps. Both known pegs, both known spots, sorry. Just have to wait and see what tonight brings, I suppose. I put out about 3 kilos this morning in the boat. Went out this morning with a boat just to top up the area. What I'm doing is I'm just casting the marker float out. Pulling the float up and then getting everything I need, like the prodding stick, a bucket of bait, and a few other bits and bobs in the boat with me, and then I'm just rowing out and just with a baiting spoon just scattering the the crumb and the chops that I mixed from last night, just around in the general area, not being too fussy, just try and get a big area going. And I did the same thing about 3:30, 4 o'clock, just before I went for our dinner and a shower, because I was desperate. I put out 7 kilos, which might sound a lot, but when you're using the big scoops, by the time you've used about 3 or 4 scoops and you've scattered it around, you've kind of used about half a bucket. It doesn't last very long, to be honest. I might go out and put a bit more out tomorrow night, but that'll do for now. one thing I've noticed as well is every time I'm fishing stiff hinge rigs, and I was fishing 1D rig with a wafter, every time you were bringing them in the night, the pop-ups were chewed in half, or just chewed until they were so thin there was hardly anything left of them. So I don't know if it's crayfish or what. There are a lot of crays around. We have asked about them, and there was loads down the bottom end of Lake 5, all out on the road behind. And apparently there's not many in the lakes now, because it's this time of year or something they get out of the lakes, and they were all on the road. But we have seen a few in the lakes, and the pop-ups are coming up half eaten when you bring them in the morning. So I've got like a triple corn pop-up corn on my stiff hinge rigs now, and they pop up quite nice, to be fair, and they're fluoro yellow. So hopefully that'll combat the craze tonight and keep the hookbait fishing effectively or efficiently throughout the night, and hopefully the carp move in. I've just seen the first carp boshing out for the last few hours really, and it was the other side of the floating pontoon towards the middle area of the lake. The wind has been hacking in here today, and it's been a really warm day today as well, so you'd have thought that the fish would have got on it really, with it being a warm day. Okay, as you can see, I've caught some colour today, so hopefully they'll venture down here tonight and come across the baited spot. If not, you'll see me in the morning, hopefully for a fish. Just had an absolute screamer. Guess what I reel in? First fish for the night. Not a monster, but nice to get off the mark finally. 22 pound on the nose. So, like I said, not a monster, but we'll take it. Probably going to beat me up now. So happy with that, even though it's not a monster. It's been a long time coming. It's Monday night, well earlier was a Tuesday morning, I think it's 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and absolutely one-toned off the baited spot right to the pontoon. 21 and a half wraps out, so hopefully they've turned up. Maybe we're in for a few more, we shall see. But for now, this will definitely do. Very happy. So just had my first fish, as you've seen. It's not going to break any records, but it's nice to get off the mark, off the baited spot. It's 10 to 2 in the morning. Maybe there'll be time for maybe 1 or 2 more. If I have another one, I'll be chuffed to bits, but that'll do for now, because it's been quite slow up until now. During the time I was playing that fish and taking pictures, etc., and weighing it, the amount of fish that are boshing down in this left corner, there's loads there. I've heard some out towards the middle as well, but I've heard a lot down this left corner. So we'll see. That came over the baited area that I boated out earlier. I think it was about 7 kilos. 7 kilos of S7 DNA, of chops and halves, crumb. Just went out in the boat with a bucket and just scattered around that gravel patch. 21 and a half wraps, I think it is, 21 and a quarter. And I've got 2 rods on that spot. When I was bringing that fish in, it was interfering with the line that was on the spot as well. There's another bosh down the left side. So I don't know if that's moved. I don't think it has. There wasn't any slack line or anything, as if it had moved a lot of lines. I'm hoping that's still on the spot. I've recast the rod back onto the spot as well, so hopefully a few more for tonight. Not the biggest fish in the lake, probably one of the smallest, 22 pound, but it's just nice to get off the mark. So hopefully I'll see you again in the night. If I don't, I'll see you in the morning, hopefully with a fish.
What's it on the back?
Yeah.
You really don't do it.
Oh, it's on.
Nice spot to bear in the morning, isn't it? Deadly, like. Rip off or?
Yeah, go in.
Down this one.
Yeah, and hook him back on it. No, it should be
Ah,
right.
right, yeah. Lovely, son. Some nice footage there, son.
39.8 on the scales minus the weight of the sling, so
Walk his head round a bit. Oh, nice. She's lovely, son.
yeah,
A couple of snaps now.
yeah,
Yeah. Lovely brown.
39.8.
Lift it once up again. Lovely.
39.8.
Oof. Done, son.
No one hang around, did he?
This morning. Breakfast, son.
What's the time now? We're a bit late, aren't we?
At 4, probably, 9:30. Bottle of wine, but no bottle opener. Bear Grylls. I'll go for the conventional wall tap method.
No, cut it, son. Cut. Cut. Knife's too sharp.
No pressure, bro. No.
Cut it, son. Cut.
We're almost out, son. Nearly there.
Yeah.
You don't call me the grill for nothing, son. I've ever thought about working in a bistro, son.
Sick, that is. Disgusting. Disgusting.
So, we forgot a wine corkscrew. So Bear Grylls beer was improvised. And he's only gone and bloody opened it, hasn't he? Jesus. Got it open.
How about that though?
She good?
Smells smooth.
Oh.
Good evening. Not a lot to report today. It's Wednesday evening. Fish have just been not interested whatsoever today. They've just been up in the layers. I have been trying to fish for them with zigs, but there's only a certain amount you can do with zigs when it's really weedy like this. I've kind of wanted to rest my spot as well, so I haven't wanted to fish zigs out there on the clear spot. So, but they've been boshing up this end. It's been really warm today. It's been in the mid-20s, and they've been boshing all afternoon from about 12 o'clock onwards, just boshing, especially down this right bay here. Quite a lot, to be honest. I've been having liners since I put the rods out after tea. My middle rod was having liners, and I just had a proper liner on my right hand rod as well, which I'm fishing at 9 wraps out towards the third swim down. I can't remember what number it is. I'm in. Middle rod. snapped off. That's the end of that. Snapped my line. It did get caught in the other line that I've got out to the right, and my line was going underneath that rod's line, and it just snapped. £23 Exocet. £23 Exocet, snapped the line. Alright, let's get it back out. Well, absolutely gutted about that. I don't know if there was a weakness in the line. It was either there was a weakness in the line from maybe just bringing it in and out of weed the last few days, because they do say that the weed is quite abrasive here, or when it was going underneath my right rod, the line was going underneath it, maybe there was a bit of friction on the two lines and it just snapped, which is unfortunate. I came out here with £23 Exocet, hoping to combat any issues with the weed and everything like that, but it's so abrasive. It's like sandpaper. Some of my rigs I've been bringing in, like the boom sections, have had like gone very fibrous halfway down the rig, halfway down the boom, as if it's rubbed against some weed, like the stronger stuff. It's kind of worn it away. So if there is one tip I could probably give you is yeah, just beef up the line. So never mind. I had a feeling that the middle rod was going to go, because I was having liners on it pretty much straight away, and then lo and behold, on camera as well, I had the run. Gutted it's come off. Felt a decent fish as well. It took me all the way down this right margin. I was trying my best to get it out to the left, because there's no lines down the left. There's no lines whatsoever, so I'll have loads of open water to play with. I was doing my best to just beef him in. He was just heading down towards that right margin. There was no budging him whatsoever, and then it just interfered with my right rod and just clean snap. Can't believe it. There wasn't a lot of line. He's not going to be trailing a lot of line, because he was down in this margin. He was only about 10 yards down, and then it snapped, so he's probably only trailing about 10 yards of line, which is a shame, but what can you do? Never mind. I put it back out on the spot anyway, the exact same spot, and I've just topped up the area with another 10 or 12 spoms, medium spoms, just to refresh in the area. Hopefully the night is still young, and hopefully we'll get another chance. We'll see. Get it. Alright, you win some, you lose some.
Decent fish, that son. Hold it up quickly now. She's not gonna like it. Too much light for her.
Got the tail on it, son.
How are you, Nick? Like? She's gonna go 30.
One net, please. Just quickly as well.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Nice, son.
You videoing?
Videoing. Lovely.
Just get on the scales then. 30 odd, I think.
Yeah?
Bring that tripod over here, pal.
That last bit.
Huh?
Put it in with. So. Nada.
Right?
Yeah.
That's it all. Hang on, do that. Just over 33.
33.2, is it?
33.2 I give it. Hang on.
33.2, I'd say.
$33.2, yeah?
Yeah.
Just over 33.
Get some snaps in.
Oh, yes, man. Down a bit. Twist it that way a bit. Other way. There. Look at that. Crack, isn't it?
Yeah. Tidy.
There, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Can we do the side or?
Yeah, we'll have a quick look at the other side and then.
Oh yeah, get that. So get a couple of layers around that. Hiya. One more, smile then.
Happy with that.
Right up.
Lovely.
Zip that back up. We'll get that back in the water now.
Yeah.
Have a couple in there then. Can I move this now?
Yeah.
Can I put this off a minute now?
Yeah, put it off.
How?
Red button.
Red button on top.
You want it there?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can go, come around this way a bit. Are you going to be able to hold it up there now?
No.
Do you want to come up a bit more?
Yeah, let me just come up. Just there. I'm happy there.
Crap, we're talking now. Up a bit more, no? See that? Sun's on it. Fuck's sake. I'll go back a little, okay? Just watch your wheels. The sun's coming off the water. Could you go that way, Vic? No, the sun's right on you there.
What about over there?
Where?
Yeah, over there, really. You're not going to go over there, though, eh?
Yeah, close that underneath and then you drop over. Right? Sun's going. Is that you or? Yeah, fish.
Yeah?
Yeah.
On! I'll zip this up, I'll just come to you in the edge, right?
Oh, so, yeah, zip it up.
You'll probably give it 2 minutes. Is it on, yeah?
Yeah. On. He's in again. 2 on the bank. Are you sure with that? Have you tied that up now?
No.
I've got this son, right? So take your time, don't rush now.
So I'm stuck in the silk.
Do that.
Is this recording?
I think it is, yeah. I don't know what it's looking like. Down to the floor, I think.
Got it? Yeah.
You want this or what? Got it? Keep it on, right? Oh, fuck off.
Could be picking our line up on the next one, is it?
It's going, I don't know what the fuck it is.
Could be do it now.
Yeah, I am, son, don't I? No, I'll just put this on.
Where's the fish?
Oh, fuck. Fuck, you should risk the fish.
That's fine, bring it in.
You fish over to that now, is it?
I think it just went over the top, to be honest.
So run, son. There's a fish on this. There's a fish on this.
Yeah?
Yeah. Fucking 3 in 1 go!
Definitely?
Yeah! This is weeded a bit though, but
Yeah.
I'll keep the pressure on, right?
Yeah. This one you'll go up there and I don't know.
This is weeded a bit.
Yeah. There is a big thing of weed. This way I got we got this now big in the first one. These are like the ends on the so You feel it's clear, yeah.
No. Yeah.
There's definitely tough line there now,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Here we go. Here it comes. Oh no, 100% fish on here, son. 100%. 100%. There's something on here.
Come in.
It's coming, I think something's slipping.
I don't think this is anything. It's hard to tell when they're off like that, isn't it? When that went, I thought it was my weirdo stuck on the line, Smith.
What is? Can you pull that anymore now?
I think it's this fish, like. It is, yeah. I see it, see the line over the top of
Are
it.
you sure?
Yeah, it's hanging there.
You're joking. That's common as well. Is it?
Well, it's got the boat, it's not. You can see the fish, like, whatever, yours is stuck on the
Is it?
it's stuck in your line and it's stuck in the
Right, well hang on then.
you know, to take over. It's not like
Hang on. Right, you reel. Right, you continue to play the fish, right, son?
hanging there.
You got to do the boat, son. It's not even that very big, is it?
No, I think it is.
I'm going to see if I can line up. Twat. Right. Give me the rod. Give me the rod.
Got it?
Yeah, you get up there.
Take a picture and then I'll do a release shot, is it all?
Right up. Yeah. You done? One more. It's a crack, there you go. Right up, that'll do, son.
Alright.
A little bit of video and releasing it, is it?
Good, yeah. It's all on video over there anyway, but
Yeah.
we'll do one on yours as well, probably. If you could be able.
Here we go. Size is that? 41.9.
£41.9. 10 minutes after
Spotted out five spots over the top.
It's a bit dark there. But that's one so.
Yeah, come off the baited spot, and we've got another common, only a small one in the sling next door, off the same spot as well. So hopefully get us back, top the spot back up with another dozen spots or so. And hopefully be ready for a few more.
Go on then.
Cool.
Got a few quick photos of that thing or what?
Yeah, I'll have a couple. I'll just leave it in the water. I won't even weigh it.
No point weighing that, is there?
No, I'm just going to take pictures of it in the water now.
A couple on your quick end, is there?
Yeah, so that's just recording, that is. For the blog. Pointless taking it out to the water. It's only mid-double, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right? I'll just take a view if you want.
Yeah.
Happy with that? She is lovely.
That's fine, done on the picture.
Yeah?
How, £14 maybe?
13,
Not even that, probably.
Yeah. But it's nice to see that they've turned up on the spot though, isn't it?
We get back out there?
Yeah, I
There's
know.
a bit there and
Did you go back?
just look down the lake and then just as you're putting that fish in, push that sling out the way. Just
Big proportion. Happy days. Cheers, pal. Cheers for sticking around. You've been out. You've been here a lot longer than you probably expected.
look at that.
Is that that one? No,
No.
it's that one, isn't it?
Big one.
You say that's a mirror. Oh. Cheers for Craig coming over to take some pictures. Which the biggest one was £41.9 off the baited spot to the side of the pontoon. And then just as we were taking pictures of that one, the left rod went then with, no sorry, that was the rechucked rod, wasn't it? That I chucked out?
Yeah, that was the one you just put out.
That was the one I literally
So
put
you need to
out,
get that there
yeah.
again now, straight away.
So that was literally out 3 or 4 minutes. Oh, that's lovely, isn't it? In the sun as well. That's what I wanted to do. Awesome. Happy days, cheers pal. So yeah, another dozen spots over the top. Get the rods back out in the spot. Hopefully there'll still be a few in the area.
We're not going to be one. Now we're on. What was that?
35.4.
35.4, 35.5. Quite a pale colour one, to be honest. But,
Good.
lovely.
Happy days. Get it back then.
Cracker.
5 days later, like. Shit, it's mad.
Good in here. Just dip it down, I would.
Not the switch.
Yeah. Taking that gulp of there. Screw it. Haha. Go for that.
You'll be on the show.
Seems to be something quite easy, to be honest. Dropped on his head like IQD,
Yeah.
2.com, JP Hudson. Quite too much, to be honest.
Really low.
Sometimes some of the bigger ones just plod in.
Mm-hmm.
Innit?
Streamer.
You can't have streamers.
Too tight to drag.
See the spids in the way?
Yeah. Go on.
It's on his head.
Show a little piece of pink corn.
On that fucking fox fluorocarbon leader.
Curly sail like.
Lead's gone, innit?
Just snake there at the margin.
Fucking tiny, son. Oh, mate. Hang on, son. Get in that net.
Choose the fucking scales and
Shut up, son.
the scales and the snake.
Serious? It's not.
Something special at it.
That was 30, mate. Blow it out now.
Oh yeah.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Snake down there.
Clusters
I
and
know.
that's good. Love the Atlantic pizza. That's all I'm telling you. Oh, that's probably one of the nicest fish I've caught, son. That's good 30, isn't it?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
so.
look at that side.
Yeah, they're both freckled beauty, like. He's telling who's boss. Oh my days. That's something special at this one. I wonder if this one gets caught much.
May not, like.
Look at the scale pattern on that.
Absolutely ruined the hook. Okay.
Yeah.
Look at that. Oh.
The water, it's lovely at this end.
So that's skip that tripe over here, is it? If you reel in for food, what about it?
Mint, son.
Nice.
Lovely.
Lovely boys. What was it? 34, was it?
12, yeah.
34.12.
Yeah. That's a hell of a capture, son. Fair dues too. Hell of a capture.
Now I can look at that fucking noise. You saw the fish now.
Yeah.
That's the one. That's the one.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Told you. Surprising, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. That's right, we see the scales here. That big is 6 ounces better.
So it's a 30-pound dead then?
I'd say so, yeah.
So that's 29.14. So it's 30 an ounce straight up. Turning off that, and then if you wouldn't mind just taking some pictures. Yeah, on the phone or? My camera's over there.
That's right. Got this beer.
Right?
Yeah.
Still lively.
Well, after about 5 or 6 runs in the last couple of hours, this 30-pounder is fish number 4. He's not happy, is he?
It's just dorsal down the bottom. Just feeding.
£30 off the baited spot. 21.5 wraps out where all the fish have been coming off today. So get it back, 10 spods over the top, wait for the next one. Cheers.
Sling was that?
Thanks, man. Great, I don't want that thing. Pike spinning with brownie. Well, son,
On a solid bag rig. On the way in.
you're gonna have to gaff it, huh? You're gonna have your arm off now, son.
Oh, she ain't happy.
That's what Mick was on about this morning.
What?
He asked the guy if he was, what do you call it, if he had the bite on the way in. So anything like
Pink and coming through the
pink
water.
comes to the water, they go for it like.
Hola.
What's your line is that?
Stop, son. Fuck for that.
Don't be knocking out like. Oh, it's cut your breed, son.
Yeah, cut right through it. Have you got it on video?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Brownie the pike angler / carp angler like.
Little evening update for you. Been a bit of a manic day today. It's Thursday, so we got all of tonight left, and obviously all of tomorrow and all of tomorrow night left. Yeah, a bit of a manic day. I think I've had 6 or 7 runs today, and I've landed 3 of them. One went like a mid-double, which we didn't weigh, as you've probably seen. The first one this morning was that was £41.9, which I was very chuffed with that. And then I had one throughout the day as well, a couple of hours later, £30 dead on. And then I've just lost a few as well. Obviously with the barbless rule, you are going to lose a few. You can never land everything you're going to hook. So, but chuffed a bit with a 40-pounder. Before I came out here, I said to myself that I'd be happy if I catch a 40-pounder, and I was ecstatic with that 40-pounder. But a 40-pounder is one of the small ones, you know. You know, there are like high 40s, 50s, even 60s in this lake. So a lot of people will think, oh, a 40-pounder is not that special, but it's the target that I came out with, was to get a 40-pounder, and I'm quite chuffed considering it's been fishing hard as well. It's been fishing really hard. This swim hasn't been fishing the best for the first half of the week. I've had one 22-pounder in the night, about 2 or 3 nights ago, and then it's been pretty much dead up until today. It was a quiet night last night. Didn't have I think I had one beep on one of the rods. That was it. It was nothing though. It must have just been a liner or whatever. And I didn't bother bringing them in after bite time or after breakfast. I just had a breakfast roll delivered to the swim by one of the boys, and I just thought I'd just leave them in until about 11-12 o'clock. And it's a good thing I did, because I was just sat in there, held up in the bivvy, and I just looked at the middle rods, and I saw the line tightening, and I said to myself, I'm gonna have a take here. And all of a sudden, it just, a couple more beeps, the bobbin hit the alarm, the tip of the rod, they're underneath the water. So the tip of the rod actually came out of the water, and it was brilliant. And she behaved all the way in. Oh, they're starting to bosh here already down this margin. And again, Anthony, who moved from this lake that was all down this side, put my glasses on, it's a bit dark, he moved on to Lake 4 for a couple of days. There was nothing happening down his end of the lake on Lake 4. So with all the activity down this right hand side, a peg opened up on Lake 5, obviously with me next to me, down the right hand side here, and he's gone in there. He's had one fish already, which is brilliant. That's a good move, and we are quite confident of some more tonight. I'm quite chuffed with what I've had. If I don't catch another one, I'm more than happy with what I've had, to be honest, considering the conditions we've been fishing in. I'm more than happy with what I've had today. If I pick up a bonus fish between now and tomorrow night or Saturday early morning, I'll be even more chuffed. But more so, I just want Anthony to catch another one, and maybe Ashley to catch another one as well. Ashley's been struggling on Lake 2. Craig has been doing well on Lake 2, which is the next peg up from him. Anthony's moved 2 times, but he's had 1 fish, so that's really good. Like I said, they've started boshing already, so they're still in the area. And they're on the feed as well. I'm surprised they wanted a feed in this. I rested the spot yesterday. I didn't bother putting any rods on the spot. I just fished close in, 9 wraps to the right and about 8 to 9 wraps to the left, and I just pretty much rested the spot. But today I thought I'd fish it, and well, about 6 or 7 runs within the space between about 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. So maybe I should have fished it yesterday, and maybe I would have picked up a couple more fish. I don't know, but doesn't matter, it's done. So yeah, got tonight, all of tomorrow, and tomorrow night. Tactics wise, as I've probably explained, I'm usually fishing 1 rod down to the right, so it's a bit out of the way, and then 2 rods straight out to the side of that pontoon. 21 3/4 wraps I've got it at, and that's where all my fish have been coming today, and all my fish have come from there, and all my runs have come from there. 21 3/4 wraps. It's where the lake is narrow up this is wide up this end, and then it narrows in the middle, and then it goes out wider again. Just on the point where it narrows, if you're casting from the platform at the front of the peg here, is 21 3/4 wraps from the edge of that platform, not from the peg itself here, from the edge of the platform there, and it's aiming towards the point of the trees. So I've pretty much got 2 very close with each other. They're within a rod length of each other. But tonight I'm only fishing with 2 rods. I've decided to pull my 3rd one in. I'm not expecting loads and loads of fish tonight, but if I do have 1 or 2 runs, I was finding that the fish, when you hook them, they always going down this right hand margin, and then they're interfering with my right rod, which is down there, as well as the other rod it's cutting over if it's my left rod. So I just thought I'd fish with 2 rods tonight. I've ditched the pod, and I've just got bank sticks. High bank sticks there, low bank sticks at the front, and the tips of the rods are underwater about 4 or 5 inches. The first couple of days I was fishing them reasonably high, and the fish were just going over the lines and stuff, you know, and to make life easier, just get them under the water, they're out the way then. By the time you're about a rod length out, they're about a foot underwater, so that's pretty good. So 2 rods, and I've got my 3rd rod leaning up against the bivvy there, all wrapped up to 21 3/4 wraps, ready just in case it gets a bit manic in the night, and I can just grab it, unhook the fish, bring that rod out, and then literally just put another one out there straight out on the spot again. I have been spomming after every fish as well, and even when it's quiet as well, I've just been spomming about 10 spots, and every fish then I've been spomming at least half a dozen to a dozen spots pretty much and this afternoon it's as if you were just anticipating the bite. You knew it was going to happen. It was crazy. You would know that by the time you put your 4th or 5th spot out, you'd have a little twitch on your line, and you'd carry on reeling the spot in, and then your line was away. So they definitely don't spook off the spot, especially because I'm fishing quite shallow water out there as well, side of that pontoon. It's about 5 foot. The water level is really low as well. Usually it's this platform to the side here on the end of the peg. The water's usually up level with that, but it's at least 3 to 4 foot lower than what it's meant to be. So out there it's only about 4.5, 5 foot where I'm fishing, but the fish seem to be comfortable there today, and they fed well on it. So I'm just trying to top up the swim spods, 10 spods roughly after each fish. And if it's gone a bit quiet, like just before tea now, I put about 10 to 15 spods out just before I've come back. I've put about 10 to 15 spods out, and then I put the rods out. And if I don't have anything in an hour, I'll just put another 5 spods just to create a bit of noise in the area, and obviously the attraction in the area as well, and hopefully bring them in tonight. If I catch one tonight, I'll be ecstatic. Apologies for a bit of swearing that was going on earlier when Craig was over here. I went a bit manic, to be honest, because when we were trying to take pictures of the 40 down in the margin here, obviously my other rod was away. I had to go out and get that one because it was tangled on my other rod, because my other rod got tangled in weed, and that rod with the mid, it was a mid double common, that rod was tangled up on that rod that was tangled up in the weeds. So I had to go out in the boat and net it, but it came in lovely, and I managed to undo the other rod as well. And then since then I've had a 30 pounder as well, so it's been a good afternoon. I've learned a lot about the place. Bait wise, as I've probably mentioned, I'm using the S7 from DNA. I came out with 40 kilos, and I've probably been putting out at least 7 or 8 kilos a day, little and often, with the spot. I haven't been standing at the edge there, like spodding for 2 hours or 3 hours non-stop. I've just been putting out in like 10s and 12s, and then about 5 or 6 after every fish then. But trying to do it every hour if I can, if I've been up for it. First couple of days I had a few headaches, probably because I was tired after all the travelling, so I was a bit lazy. But just trying to get into a rhythm with the bait, I think that's helped later on in the week. So what I'm doing is Ridge Monkey Crusher. Let's have a look, see if you can see this. Ridge Monkey Crusher. And I've got 5 kilos in here. Let's see if I can see this. 5 kilos in the bucket of S7 from DNA, all crushed up in the Ridge Monkey. And then I'm using the hemp oil. Let's have a look, there it is. DNA hemp oil, not much. Just enough, just to... I haven't been going silly with the hemp oil. I don't think you add more hemp oil to get more bites. Not here anyway, I don't think. I think they're just after the crumb and the hydro wheat. I've been using a lot of this. I came out with 4 tubs, and I've been pretty much using a good third or half of the tub over the top, giving it a good mix. And then what I'll do then is I'll fill this up with water from the lake, give it a good shake just to get whatever's left in the tub out, fill it back in, give it a good mix. So it's a good stodgy, watery, wet mix, because I've noticed within a few hours it kind of dries up anyway, because all the crumb and the chops kind of soak the bait up. So, but I like it to be a little bit stodgy as well, so I'll probably add a bit more water to it just before I spot it out, just to wet the mix up a bit. And that's it, that's all it's needed. Obviously it's a boilie only water, so there's been nothing else going out, it's just that as it is. So I'll give that a good mix in a bit, get the right consistency, and my rods have been out for about half an hour. If I don't have anything in the next half an hour, I'll probably just put out another 5 or 6 bombs just to top up the area. I'm gonna see what tonight brings. I'm gonna have a couple of beers tonight. I haven't had no beer since I've been here. Just been on the teas. So I've got a box there. Bought them in the supermarché on the way down. I haven't opened them. So 1 or 2 of them tonight, I think. And hopefully we'll have, there's 2 showing there now, just down to my left. They've loved it up here the last couple of days. The first few days were a bit unsettled, up and down temperature wise, rain, loads of wind as well. You know, people down the deep end were catching, but since we've had consistent warm weather, it's been freezing in the nights, absolutely freezing in the nights. But since we've had 2 or 3 days now since Tuesday. It's Thursday now. Tuesday, Wednesday, and all day today has just been constant mid-20s, and the fish have been down here. No one down the deep end is having anything. A few of them have actually moved up here now. They've just been loving it up here. So yeah, quite chuffed I stuck it out, to be honest, because I was debating a move. My brother moved into Lake 4 because Lake 4 was really fishing well, and I was tempted to join him the night after he moved, but I'm glad I stuck it out now and just worked at the swim. I think some of the swims here, you've got a kind of, the first few days, I think the fish just shut off a little bit. Maybe it's all the pressure of all the lines going in and all the, you know, the switch over from the group before, and then I think they just gradually come in, you know. So I'm glad I stuck it out, to be honest, and just worked the swim, just worked it and worked it. I've been out in the boat the first few days, well, the first half of the week. I've been out in the boat in the mornings, putting out about 3 or 4 kilos, and then in the evenings I've been putting out 6 or 7 kilos just before dinner. But yesterday and today I didn't bother going out in the boat. I was just using the spod rod, and that was it. And I think they like the noise. A lot of people think that the spod rod will spook them, but I think they like the rod. Well, put it this way, I was having runs when I was spodding in 4.5, 5 foot of water, so I don't think it would hurt. People say, oh, should you spod at bite time, should you spod? I've just been trying to spod any time. I'll spod tonight in the dark. I was putting out spods last night, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. And then I was knackered, so I went to bed. But the first thing I did this morning was put some spods out. Doesn't matter if it's bite time this morning, I was just putting spods out. And I didn't have anything, but by, I think it was about 9, 10 o'clock, I just had that run then, which turned out to be that 41 pounder. Lovely looking fish as well, really chuffed with that. Really chuffed. So, anyway, hopefully we'll have some more tonight. And if you don't, you'll see me in the morning. Another boss just over my baited spot. So yeah, we'll leave it there, and if you have anything tonight, I'll do my best to film it. If not, I'll take some pictures, and obviously you'll see that, and I'll give you a morning update, see how we get on. Alright? Is it on?
Yep.
Well, first fish of the night. Fifth fish of the session so far. It's Thursday night, it's about 9 o'clock. I've just had this 38 pound, 6 ounce mirror. Hopefully get this one back, get the rod back on the spot, 10 bombs over the top. Hopefully, big fish Thursday will come into play tonight. Let's get her back. Well, second fish of the night. Off the baited spot again, right rod. We did me solid for about 20 minutes out, or 2 rod ends out, but finally got it in. See if we can get her up. There you go. 41 pound dead. Chuffed to bits. Started off with a 38 pounder, now a 40 pounder. I wonder if there's a few more in store for us tonight, maybe a bit bigger. We'll see. We'll see. But this one will certainly do for now. Like I said, off the baited area, so I've just got the rods back out. I'm only fishing with 2 rods, so the third rod is always clipped up with a rig on, 4-ounce lead. So as soon as I get the fish in the net, literally the other rod is back out within 2 minutes. So I haven't put any bait out yet, so get this one back and get about 10 spoms back over the top. So 41 pound shaft. Oh. Well, last night, Crete Lakes, Friday, have long got back from dinner, rods are back out. Hopefully we can sign off with a chunk tonight. If not, we had a brilliant trip. Started off slow, picked up towards I had a 20 pounder on the Monday night, I think it was. Went a bit quiet, and then it just picked up from yesterday onwards, really, towards the end. I've had 2 30s and 2 40s, a 20 and a double, and I've had 12 runs. So I've had 12 and landed 6, which is not brilliant, but you're doing your absolute best to try and bring them in. But the weed that's in front of you, it's they know what they're trying to do to get rid of that hook. Everyone on anywhere in the lake, anywhere in the complex, they're all having problems with hook pulls because of the weed, unfortunately. But barbless rules, that's what happens. So, but very chuffed with 2 40s anyway. Before I came out here, the target was to catch a 40. I said if I catch a 40, I'll be very happy. Still small for this lake standards, because there are 50s and 60s in here, lots of them. But to me, just as a personal thing, I wanted a 40 pounder, and I would have been happy with that. And I've had 2 of them, so yeah, so very happy with how the session's gone. It could have been worse. We came out last in the draw, so we've all had to make do with what we've got. Anthony's started off on Lake 5 down my left. He moved over to Lake 4, peg 20, no, peg 30 I think it was. I didn't have no luck there. I think he has admitted that that was pretty much a waste of time, but he's made the most of the time he had left, and he moved back over to Lake 5, down to my right margin this time, and he's had 2 fish. Not monsters, but he's had 2 fish, so you know, there's a lot of people on the complex who have blanked, which is heartbreaking for them, to be honest. I think there's at least 10 people who have blanked, you know, and my heart goes out to them, to be honest, because it's not it hasn't been fishing easy all over the place. Like Lake 1, peg 3 is the one that always goes first. That's done 2 fish all week between 2 of them. You know, there's some fish being caught out on some lakes in numbers, but some parts of those lakes, like the edges, haven't done so well. Like Lake 5 hasn't done that well, to be fair. We've had a few between us down this shallow end, but the people down the deeper end have absolutely struggled. The first couple of nights was a bit different, but the last 4 or 5 nights, the majority of the fish have been up this shallow end, which that's what is most frustrating, because the numbers of fish have been up here. But yeah, I've had 12 runs. If I would have landed all 12, that would have been a good hit of fish, I suppose, over the space of a week. 12 fish. But it is what it is. So had a great time. The boys, like the bailiffs and stuff, to be fair, they've been brilliant, putting us on the spots at the start of the week. They let you get set up, and then they just drop in on you and just give you some little pointers. You don't have to listen to them. I kind of knew what the spots were after doing some research. They're proper boshing out here. It's unbelievable. After doing some research about the place, and funnily enough, there was 2 videos on YouTube that actually covered this peg, that was, you know, done from this peg, so I kind of knew where the spots I wanted to fish, and it's I've worked hard at it. I've been out in the rowing boat the first 2 or 3 days, putting bait out in the morning, and then putting like about 6 or 7 kilos out in the evening, spodding regularly as well. I've had to work at the swim rather than just putting bait out and leaving it and hope for the best. I've had to, the more the week's gone on, I haven't been going out in the boat as much, but I've just been getting up, you know, midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the mornings to do some spodding. Every time I've had a fish at like 1 o'clock, I'd be spodding then for the next 20 minutes or so, just to keep the area topped up, and then within an hour the rod was going again, so then you'd have to spod on, you'd have to, just to keep them in the area, you know. It's obvious that the shoaler fish have come on top of you, and if you want to keep them in the area, then you've got to put the work in. Yesterday I was a little bit lazy. I had a screaming run at 2:30. I had the 38 pound yesterday, late in the night, and then I had a 41 pound an hour or so after that, and then I had a screaming take at 2:30, and I was a bit tired, I was a bit lazy, and I went straight to bed, and I didn't have a touch for the rest of the night. And a part of me is thinking, if I would have put out just another 5 or 6 bombs after that screamer, even though I didn't land it because I lost it in the weed down my right, would I have maybe had another fish an hour or so later? Because that seemed to be the pattern. Every time you were putting some spods out, within an hour or so you'd be having a fish. But it is what it is. So yeah, I've had a brilliant time. The rods are back out. Only fishing 2 rods tonight. Just turn this around. I've ditched the pod and I've just gone on to single bank sticks, 2 rods, and I've got 1 rod clipped up, which I fished like this last night as well. So 1 rod is clipped up to the bivvy there. That's clipped up to 21 3/4 wraps, and that's obviously what the fishing rods are fishing to as well. I've just found I've been finding it a bit difficult because the water level is so low. The water level is usually up flush to that platform, and that platform is at least 3 to 4 feet above the water level. So it's been a bit difficult trying to land fish because of the lines. I've had to sink the tips of the rods under the water, but obviously that's in the weed then, so the weed's taking the line. It's a bit of hard work. So tonight and yesterday I just fished with 2 rods, and I landed that 38 and 41 pound no trouble at all. And obviously I did lose that run at 2:30 this morning, but that was down to the weed. That was down to my right margin here. A lot of fish showing in front of us around this area, around this right hand area. Where that slick is there, obviously the pontoon is out there. I'm fishing just to the right of it. All this right hand area here is a lot of fish showing. So remain hopeful for tonight. Big Fish Friday. I think I said Big Fish Thursday yesterday as well. I don't think there's such thing as a Big Fish Thursday. But Big Fish Friday then maybe, and see if we can catch one tonight. The wind has picked up today. Last 2 days have been flat calm and the fish have absolutely loved it up here. But the wind has picked up today and they've just been boshing. This last couple of hours they've just been boshing up this end like there's no tomorrow. So hopefully they'll stay here for the night, and we'll see how tonight comes. If you don't see me tonight, I probably won't do a morning update because it'll be a bit rushed in the morning, because I think the guys are picking us up at 7 o'clock, and I think it's just going to be a bit rushed in the morning. So hopefully I'll have one tonight and you'll see that. But if not, thank you for taking the time to watch the vlog. It's the first vlog I've ever done. It's the second time I've come to Crete Lakes, and I just thought for this time I'd do a little vlog just to see how I get on. First one I've ever done, so sorry if it's not very professional or anything, but it's just been you only come to Crete Lakes once, or like a fishing holiday like this once a year if I'm lucky. So I just thought I'd try and film as much as I can just to look back on, I suppose. So hopefully you've picked up some pointers. And yeah, I look forward to coming back here. Just hope the draw's kind to us next time. But then again, we came out last in the draw, and I've been put into a decent peg because this peg wasn't picked. And between the 4 of us, we had to pick four pegs, and Ashley and Craig decided to go on 17 and 18. Craig's done alright down that left margin. All the fish were coming up in 14 up in the top corner the first half of the week, and then the fish shifted up towards Ashley and Craig. And Craig's had, I think he's had 7 fish, and I think his biggest is 43. Ashley had a 35 yesterday, and I think he's lost 2 since. Anthony's had 2 20s, I think it is, since he moved back to Lake 5 after moving twice. And my biggest is 41.9 yesterday morning. So none of the big ones, none of the 50s. There's another fish just bossed 20-30 yards out. None of the big ones. There have been a few 50s and 60s out to this lake court, but we've all been a bit unlucky with the size. Not that I'm ungrateful, I'm chuffed to bits with 2 40s. So if you don't see me in the night, thank you very much, and maybe see you on the next one. Cheers.